Wow,
We're here to share our knowledge. So
I actually need alcohol.
So
when we need to do this thing with like a okay.
no,
I need booze.
but why TF Simiso Mhlanga?
Welcome, guys. My name is Joel Sevilla. My friends call me Chiseled.
Joel. God, name is Joel.
I love how everyone laughs at that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ofente. But people know me as Feni. And we are 0 to 100. We hope you enjoy our channel. And please comment. That's number one. We'll only get better if we know what you think of the show.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
subscribe.
so
And
please
follow
subscribe.
us on Instagram.
Yeah, that's us. Why are we doing this? Why we have a channel?
I don't know.
I think it's just the love of the cars. I mean, we've all loved cars since basically we were toddlers. So I think.
I'm just trying to be relevant.
Wow.
Wow.
Now online, when we spoke about like discussing cars and making noise, talking about cars, I was excited. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the love of cars, and also just to show how fun cars are.
I've been admin for a couple of car groups, so I've been kicked out. I've kicked people out on car groups if they misbehave. If you don't like my favorite brand, you're out.
Okay.
So
leadership.
this friendship is
So
going
you
to
admin,
go out.
yeah.
If you don't like my favorite car, you're out.
It's
Look,
very
the
well.
honest truth, I think there's also a lot of people who don't know a lot of things about cars, and I feel like there's a lot that we can share with those people. So that's part of why
We're
we're all
here
doing
to
this.
share our knowledge.
Okay, I can all agree on is whether you know cars or not, we all have a favorite car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, what's your guys' favorite cars? Let's see.
Well, I think we need to break it down. Are we talking like your supercars, or are we talking your
Favorite
everyday
car.
cars? Favorite car.
If it's a truck, bring out the trucks. The Scanias, let's get it.
I think my favorite car is a Ferrari, LaFerrari.
Honestly, I think it's a stupid name for a car.
I know.
It's
I
a
know.
beautiful car, but how do you call a Ferrari the
LaFerrari.
Ferrari? The Ferrari. It's
Ferrari,
like saying
the
I
Ferrari.
drive an Audi. The Audi.
It's like giving your son your name.
Imagine. My name is Smiso, the Smiso.
I think, guys, we need to move on to what your favorite car is.
Definitely the M135. I've had a couple of favorite
The
cars.
new one.
What is that new
Oh,
one?
oh.
That's not a car.
That's
No,
not,
that's
that-
how I
because that's
like-
certainly not a car.
I was like, it's the end of the show. We need someone else.
No,
Can't do
no,
this.
that's I mean the F20.
Right.
F20 M135.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's straight
Beautiful thing.
rear-wheel
Lovely
drive.
engine notes on that
N55 motorable. It's just too nice. And my upper favorite car has to be the C63 edition 507. You must
Thank
say it like that
Thank
every
you.
time.
That's interesting.
6.2
because
AMG.
we always hear you speak about the Ford Focus 5-cylinder, and you've not mentioned that now. Is that something that you no longer love anymore, or?
There's levels to this: 6.2 liters, 3 liters, and 2.5.
I think I need a drink for this one.
So I can't just mention cars.
I'm going to be the dark horse.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring up a car that has... Look, it's got people divided, mainly because of the price, which is number one. I also do feel it's a bit overpriced. But the Hyundai
I
IPTN,
knew.
Was leading there.
the Hyundai IPTN, a beautiful 2-liter turbo engine. Going back to your roots, Hyundai has started from nowhere to create a sport division, and they've given us the i30N. You can think of all the companies that have come out with really strong
It's an
sports
interesting
cars.
car.
I think that car is a
It is.
petrol head's dream.
It is.
If you're a real petrol, like a purist, you really love something that's got a lot of driver feel, it's a perfect car. But the price in this country is something that just...
But with 700,000, you walk into a Hyundai and buy an i30.
That's my
I mean,
problem.
when there's a TCR.
I love-
You've got an M140 BMW, you've got a 7R, you can buy an S3,
Exactly.
you can buy...
And that's what actually
But
is
why is it not
bittersweet for
mentioning the
me.
TCR?
No, we are brand snobs
Why
in this
not
country.
mention the
No, the
TCR?
problem is South Africans are brand snobs.
Do you even like Golf GTIs?
I don't think he likes
he doesn't like.
Why don't you mention
Who doesn't
the
like
TCR?
GTIs? Your
Because you
girlfriend likes GTIs.
Can I be honest, guys? I think GTIs are boring.
Whoa, okay then. That's crazy.
I think they're boring.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Sit
my
down.
super favorite car is the Aventador. Lamborghini Aventador. And yes,
Okay.
it's a
Love
V12.
it.
It's a V12.
But
You cannot
it's an
go wrong.
R8,
But it's
an R8 Aventador.
It's a Lamborghini.
R8.
One that gets beaten by a Huracan Performante, which is the cheaper model.
But it's a Lamborghini.
How about you love a McLaren 720S?
But it's
a car that falls apart as you drive along.
imagine.
The build quality.
Imagine we've seen videos and reviews
It
where
falls
the
apart
panels literally come off as
you
you
drive
drive
in the car.
No, jealousy makes you nasty, guys.
Jealousy makes you nasty. There's no panels. You get to your destination
if
with your girl. You arrive. There's no door.
The front bumper's gone.
anymore.
I would say P1. So P1. There's this song. My favorite musician. He's talking about it. He says that P1 is cleaner than a church mouse.
Yes, I'll tell you why it's cleaner than a church mouse. Because when you get to your destination, all the panels have fallen off. It's clean.
It's clean, but at least it's not a car pretending to be another car. It's not a Huracan R8.
But it's not a Lamborghini.
And guys, can we discuss the power figures that McLaren quotes their cars at? Because clearly these cars are making a lot more power than what McLaren says they are.
I think that's why the
VW is
panels
doing the
fall
same
off.
thing.
That might be the reason. That might be the reason.
But the
why
VW panels don't fall off.
But VW is doing the same thing.
So
I
later,
mean,
get a Lamborghini. I think we've solved the problem.
I mean, later we'll do a comparison
Lamborghini.
between a VW and an equivalent, either BMW or whatever.
I think the middle ground here is Ferrari. You've got your Aventador, which is just overpriced.
Excuse me.
Makes no sense.
But
So
Ferrari-
you've got a McLaren, it falls apart. And then you've got the purest supercar.
But Ferrari is not
Ferrari.
even making it on F1.
Thank you.
So
Firstly,
why would you speak
you don't even
about
have a
Ferrari?
team in F1 that's managing right now.
McLaren in F1 uses a Honda engine until now.
Oh,
No, you don't have to be.
I mean,
nasty.
let's not even go.
Okay, so,
No, you
so
don't have
his
to be
favorite
nasty.
car uses a Honda engine.
I mean, a
for
lawnmower.
the F1 team.
A lawnmower.
Okay, and
No,
then
you don't have to be emotional,
Your
guys.
favorite
Let's
car
not be
is in
emotional.
like 6th position. Am I right? In the F1 grid, I think they're 6th at this point.
But you know what they said? They said when Ferrari is doing bad in F1, they make amazing road cars.
Do you know what
Look
they
at
say?
the 488 Pista.
Do you know what they say about the Lamborghini? It's a Lamborghini. Don't stop it there. Let's talk about our first cars. We've all spoken about our favorite cars. What were your guys' first cars? What did you drive first? What did you stall? What did you crash? What did your parents kick you in the throat for stealing from their yard? What is the first car you drove?
Can I be last? Can I say?
I'm
mine
happy
last?
to go
You can be
first
last.
on this one. I wanted to drive so bad. We had this Honda Ballade at home. It was an automatic. And I'd always go inside it when my parents were gone.
Yeah.
And I just started. And
That car had the laziest
No, it's
automatic
horrible.
gearbox.
I didn't drive it. I didn't go anywhere.
Right.
I'd literally put it in drive, let go of the brakes,
Mhm.
move forward,
And
put it in reverse.
And you thought you were
And drive the
driving.
brakes. I did.
That's
You
his
thought-
first
And then
investment
I'll
drive.
start to push, and then eventually I put it in reverse and I pressed the accelerator and I
Yeah.
hit the fence behind. I still lied to my father that evening. I was like, Dad, I literally just started it and put it in reverse and it hit the fence. I don't know what happened.
And he knows.
Obviously, he knew
He
what
knows.
happened, and then he started to
He
teach
knows.
me how to drive, and that's when I started driving the
Okay.
But-
E36 328, which is the car that's, I'd say, made me who I am now. That's the car I fell in love with.
So they taught you how to drive in the BMW or in the
In
automatic.
the
Honda.
BMW, the manual E36 328.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was really
petrol,
good
man.
drive. That's a car.
That's a
that-
petrol. I was on the other side.
Yeah.
My older sister, back when I was young, I was still in primary, maybe 12, 13, bought one of those small Peugeots, 206, 208,
Yeah.
things are 206.
In rally.
No, they were.
So
yeah.
just a disclaimer, guys. No drinking and driving. We'll continue.
Peugeot, right. So my sister had this pug,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she loved the thing. And if she's watching the video, I'm so sorry. You're about to find out things you never knew about your car that I did. And I did deny most of what I'm about to say. Fine, she had this car and she worked and she was part of a lift club. So they'd pick her up on most days and I'd go to
Yeah.
school. I also had transport, you know. Come back with the transport, they'd drop us off, I'd get home and there was a car in the yard. So I'd steal the key and start the car and just rev it around a little bit. You
That's
know?
how it all starts. Just
It is, and it was manual, you know, which made it worse. But so what I always did, I'd always look at when people were driving, what were they doing with their feet? I knew they were moving their
but
feet,
like, what would you?
but I started to put 2 and 6 together to make 12 and a half, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine, eventually started her car. One day I opened the gates and I reversed it out the gate, and there was a garage close to my house, but it was downhill. So I managed to drive it down the hill, you know, it didn't take much effort, even in neutral it would make it. Got to the garage and now it's time to go home.
time to
Home
take
is
it back
like
up the
uphill
hill.
now. I'm sure I stole that car at least 50 times on that day. And one of the petrol attendants had to help me to actually drive
get it back home.
Which we did. We parked it and the clutch smelled like wow. And obviously
I think we all know that smell.
Yeah, my sister came home and I mean she didn't even know what the smell was. But I was like, hey, your car's been smelling the whole day. I came home and it's been off. But yeah, that was my first, car that I stole.
Interesting.
I stole.
Not being a Cassie boy and all, Peugeots in the location. No,
yeah, there's no Peugeot.
We don't have such cars.
No, there's no such cars.
There's no such cars. Yeah. So it was a Corolla, right? The Corolla, we call it the Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Hey.
But it wasn't actually Kentucky. It was the one that we called Girls. You know,
Right.
that one
Yes,
was
yes,
the
yes, yes.
1984 model.
Yes.
It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be.
It wasn't hard. But Toyotas are very soft, man.
And plus, I was late into this manual thing.
Okay.
I grew up driving automatics. It was easy for me.
Driving Cressidas.
Cressidas. My Kulu had a rounder with
I
an
think everyone's
automatic,
grandfather had a Cressida.
Yes.
Either a V6
If they didn't have a Cressida, they had a Cortina.
Definitely one of the two.
One of the two.
But he wasn't a taxi boss.
So you say. You won't
They
tell
all
us
say.
now because we're on video. We're gonna find him.
Anyways, you're saying?
Automatics, I started to learn manuals later in my life, and there are some of my friends who's going to watch this video and can really say that yeah, I was late into this manual thing. But when I finally got the grips of it, I enjoyed it, man.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. So a Corolla was easy to drive, manageable. I would cruise like literally with my feet, not on the pedals, just control the steering wheel.
I think we all loved manuals.
With my friends in the car.
I mean, if I think back, the automatics of those days, like a Honda Ballade, it was much slower than a manual.
They were horrible things.
You didn't want to drive.
You'd go from first,
But it was quick for us. But
we would prefer manuals at that point. But now it's like, okay, do I take this quick shifting DCT or
now
take the
it's
manual?
different. Now it's very different. Now you've got these quick shifting gearboxes that shift quicker than my hand.
But this guy is saying at 12 he wanted to choose a manual.
Bro,
we all wanted manual.
At 12, I just needed
No,
car.
at 12. He bought a B7 Audi A14.
Yeah.
I told him to buy the manual.
Oh, so he got the
he bought the manual one because that's what we wanted.
No, my 2000.
Hey, my 2000.
Because now I'm confused. Now you're loving.
I didn't have automatic back. It was just manual. If it wasn't the Cressida,
those Honda Ballads were all auto back in the day. We playing.
It was Cressida for me, Kentucky Rounder, that Peugeot, and the Colt. We had.
But what made your sister buy a Peugeot? We'll address that.
Well,
I think those
send
cars
a
were...
message and find out.
No, let's
but after that, I think that's when she became a petrol head, because then she went to Beamer. She got herself a nice one. It wasn't too bad. Little E90, 320.
Nice.
Nice.
I think that's actually a donkey.
Look, right now, looking back, it is one hell of a donkey.
No, it's a donkey.
But she was young at the time. That was like her second car that she had bought. She felt, and I felt it because I stole it. I mean,
was it a manual? Was it a manual?
It was
one thing we can say is it sounds amazing. That 2-liter engine
old Beamer engine
so
sounds
sweet.
so great compared to now. With these little, we'll discuss what's me. I think we've established that we were all horribly underage when we started stealing cars and driving. How was your experience in getting registered to get your learners and getting your drivers? I know, I hate to talk about it, but it happens where there's ichocho and other terms.
Yeah, exactly. Cold drink.
Bribes, the sandwich, imali lunch. There's many terms.
And
did you guys bribe? Did you guys?
Funny enough,
I feel like I didn't need. I would have if I needed to, but
Yeah.
I had my father there. Luckily, he was like standing just across the road, so I think they felt his presence.
Right.
So
as tall
he's as tall as me, but he's bigger.
Big guy.
He was there. So
I need to get my
it went smoothly for mine.
my stuff from my
But I know all of my
From
friends paid.
my
How much was it?
national-
It's
Yeah.
like 3,000 rand. How much is everyone paying? 3,000, eh?
I've heard some
Minimum.
crazy figures. The last one I heard was about 2.5.
Yeah, minimum.
Imagine.
You go from nothing.
Combo. What do you mean
It's a
combo?
learner license combo. You pay for the whole
People
thing.
bribe for learners.
Yeah, it's a
I
combo.
passed mine twice. So I did the first one. I passed it.
Oh.
I estimated the 18-month period thingy.
Yeah.
It expired. I did the second one
Again.
literally a month before it expired, and this one
You had to go
was
get the license
2-year
now
thing.
because obviously.
And I didn't bribe. Funny enough, and I went to a location department of
No,
transport.
I was to brag. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in the
heaven.
trick, and at this stage, I had been driving around with all of my friends.
Yeah.
Driving their cars, stealing cars at home still. Oh lady, I'm sorry, I did steal your cars more than you know.
I wasn't having none of that.
But, okay, so cool. My learner's license, I went and I passed it. Great. Time for my drivers. And I think where the issue starts is driving school. The guys who teach you how to drive at driving school are the ones who sort of push for the torture.
They give you that feeling that that's what you need to do.
So cool. I mean, guys, like I said, I was 18. I was young. I didn't have money at the time. And you can't tell your parents you want to go bribe, you know? So I came with 500 Rand. I kept it in my pocket. And cool, the test started. And the guy talked to me. He's like, okay, this is what we're going to do today. And I was trying to figure out when I'm going to pull out the job.
Yeah, like, do I
drop
drive
it on the
first and then
floor?
drop it
Do
after?
So
You're 18 at the time.
I'm 18. I was very scared of the law at the time. I mean, I should still be scared of it now. But anyway, fine. The guy says, listen, did you bring me as kaftin? And I'm like,
oh, does he mean the...
I'm like, no, I ate my lunch.
Guys.
I'm like, kaftin. I'm like, no, I didn't bring us kaftin. It's just me.
And I'm
like,
sure you
okay.
reiterated, like,
yeah, it's like, did you bring me an envelope? I'm like, envelope? I didn't have to submit anything for this test. I'm submitting papers. And I could see
he's probably getting frustrated. Like, this guy is not hearing me.
So sharp. He's like, okay, he keeps quiet. We start the test. We go, we drive around town. We come back, the test is finished. So I get out the car and he stands there and he looks at me. He's like, so manje? And I'm like, how?
Come on.
So how did the test go? I don't know.
Was it outside Gauteng?
No, yeah, it was in Pumalang. It's in Pumalang. So now he's like, manje? I'm like, oh, manje, what? He's like, what's this? So
You didn't get the memo.
I'm like, yeah, it's 13. He's like, your guy didn't talk to you about anything. To me about something. I was confused. So he's like, okay. He goes to the office. Yeah. And now, the manner which he spoke to me, I really thought I'd failed.
You failed, yeah.
Yeah, you understand? So I was like, shiznit.
Maybe this nigga's talking
That's
about
my moment. I'm like, yeah, so there, he did something. So I show him 500 bucks. And he laughs. He's like, the minimum is 1,000. So I'm like, when am I gonna get 1,000 now? So I'm like, hey, I'm not. He's like, no, it's fine, don't stress. So he goes into the office, and now I'm like, I failed. Let me go home. Let me go save up another 500 bucks. I come back. So I turn around.
Yeah.
Now I'm leaving.
Oh man, that needs to stop. Man.
Right. So now I'm leaving. I'm walking back to. I drove to my license. I drove to my license. So now I'm going back to the car.
So you can.
So I can go home now, right? And he says, "Hey, Mshana, where are you? Where you going?"
Yeah.
I'm going home. He's like, "You don't want your license?" I'm like, "Of course I want my license." He's like, "Then why are you leaving without it?" And I was like, "Oh, I passed." So yeah, that was my experience.
So it's crazy.
So after he tells us his experience, we need to find out which car did you test with.
Right.
So we've ascertained that
Right.
your first driving experience. We need to know.
So mine was actually a bit messy on the day. So I hadn't prepared at all. I've been also driving. I've been driving a long time before. So the day my friend had went.
I prepared.
My friend had
10
went.
lessons.
My friend had went 3 days before, and I was going so he went on the Tuesday and I was going on the Friday. So I met him on the Friday morning. I was like, hey man, please show me like what we need to do. He had a car. So he showed me this is what they're gonna ask you, whatever. I was ready. I was gonna use my dad's Audi A4. Life's good. Get in the car, drive to me and my dad drive. We get there.
So you got the ladies' license.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You got the ladies' license.
Did.
No.
The ladies' license.
Oh.
Is it code?
Got it.
Is it code 8? Are you parallel parked?
Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with
So
that.
anyways, I said, do you guys even know how to park?
It's like ladies.
Yeah.
It's like the gents that wear size 4. I mean,
Who is size 4 as a guy?
I thought
They
we
can't take you
I
serious.
thought we were petrolheads driving sports cars, not trucks, tractors.
Yeah, but you need to know how to drive a truck. Now,
Anyways,
yes.
the Audi A4.
Yes.
I parked it in the yard. Now they inspect the car. So she inspects the car. She's like, license disc is expired. Yeah.
That was your first job. That was your first job.
Serious?
My dad, when his license had expired 1 month prior.
How do you not
Sent
check
to
a
him.
disc for
I never
roadworthy
expected my
assessment?
dad's car to have an expired license disc. Anyway, so now it's like, you need to get a car now or you're failing. It's one of those things.
Basic house.
So now we are walking around the whole entire license department trying to find anyone. Like, I want to pay you. Like, can I use your car?
I was brave enough to.
Yeah, like,
Just allow you.
No, we eventually found someone, he had a test. We're like, look, we'll give you 500 bucks. Can we use your car? This is the situation. Like, sure. He gave us the keys. Now I've never driven this car. I was ready with the Audi because
Yeah.
I knew.
You knew
it was my car.
It's
Now,
just expired.
yeah, no, I just get in the tires, park it there. Does this lady not send me to the steep hill first?
Okay, and you don't even know.
I
Clutch control in
revved
that car.
I revved the F out of that car.
But did you go forward?
Yes.
Then nothing else matters.
No, there was even a little tire
You
squeeze.
went forward.
But anyways, that was the car I used.
You went
and that's how-
forward.
Yeah.
No, you had to. Because I know my friend literally rolled, you go home.
Yeah.
If you roll,
You
even
go
if you
backwards.
even if you paid,
Yeah.
if you roll,
If you go back,
you forfeit
it's
your
game
money.
over.
I used.
You know that if you pay and you roll,
so
you forfeit your money.
You
You
use
can't
what?
roll.
I used the Toyota Dyna, so it was easy for me.
Or the truck, yeah.
Yeah, I got to the license department. I scrolled down, and you know these guys from driving schools,
Yes.
yes, parking outside the driving center. I got one guy. He went with me to the field, showed me what I'm going to do inside, took the truck.
What is it that you do in there? Because I know you don't park.
You just don't parallel
you,
park.
you just alley
You
dog.
still alley dog, but you don't parallel park.
So you alley dog and then you go up the steep
What's
hill.
any talking?
Alley is when you park
Do the-
like this, then you must reverse into a park.
No,
I'm
that's
I'm-
reverse L.
No man, that's
not
alley
L
dog. You
No,
don't
man.
parallel park.
It's called alley dog.
You don't parallel park where you park like this and
That's
then you must
L
reverse.
reverse. It's called L reverse.
No, it's called.
L reverse. Why to talk about It's alley dog.
No.
L reverse.
alley dog.
This reminds me. It reminds me of the time I was in the taxi and the robot went yellow, or the traffic light went yellow,
Yeah.
and we know that a yellow light means caution, and the driver called it a question. So what you just said now, alley reverse, is
It's
like
L
saying a
reverse.
yellow light
No,
is
that
question.
guy told me the basic things that you're going to do there is steep or you reverse L parking,
Right,
and then that's it.
and that's it. Yeah.
Reverse alley parking.
Alley
L.
dog.
L.
Yeah, but he
L.
said it again. L. That's why it's not supposed to be L.
Yeah,
It's
it's alley.
alley, not L.
Alley.
But
It is what it is. Okay.
But I used that a diesel car,
Right.
no stalling at all.
Diesel.
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
that
Starts to vibrate, yeah, and starts to
And then you
vibrate,
know,
and
hey,
you drop
that's
the
it.
you drop the
Handbrake.
But you must be careful with that vibrates. Sometimes there's not enough power, eh? Like in a test. Just because it's
When it starts
vibrating doesn't mean
vibrating.
when you put the handbrake down, it's gonna go up.
A diesel,
No,
a
it's
diesel,
not-
a diesel will do
A
that.
diesel has a lot
No,
of
but
power.
a test,
yeah.
just because
Yeah.
it's vibrating,
No, well-
you put it can still
I
go
think
back.
that warrants a conversation on its own, diesel versus petrol.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
You need
because
to-
for me,
I
I'm not a fan of diesel, but we'll probably talk about it. I think diesel's a bunch of
I think
rubbish.
that's something we can actually get into, a diesel versus petrol.
Yeah, we
Is
should
it
probably
worth
look at it.
Is it worth it? Is it worth the
How-
premium
how-
you
Diesel
pay?
is not worth it.
How is diesel rubbish?
Diesel, it sounds like a tractor,
It's a truck. It's basically
and
a
it
truck.
shakes all
In
day.
the past, when you had thirsty, naturally aspirated engines, so I mean,
But
That's
the maintenance of the diesel.
I mean, a lot of people are buying cars. They keep them for 5 years within the motor plan. They trade it in after that. So if you're talking about a person like that, maintenance
Diesel
is not something.
is not as reliable as petrol.
It
We
is.
will discuss that. We'll discuss that another day.
Imagine
But
driving.
I think we
Imagine
I
picking
think-
up someone in a tractor. Hey, this is my Mercedes
But I
tractor.
think the diesel the V6 ones sound okay. These
They
days.
sound
they got
like
a
tractors.
nice, they got a nice little road to them.
Compare that to the petrol version,
Yeah.
which is the real version.
Than the consumption.
But
Okay, look,
but-
we'll
I
discuss
think,
that.
I think that's a chat we can get more into depth.
I haven't
On
even
our next
spoken
videos-
about what car I drove in
we
my
don't care
license.
about that. We don't care.
You
about
should
that.
care.
No, we don't.
I
care.
had a beautiful thing.
Okay. You
Okay,
have
I
30
had
seconds.
a lovely, and I know you'll tease me as well. I got in there with a 323 Midge.
That is the
The
best
car's
car in the world.
Greatest,
No, that is the best
the
car in the
greatest
world.
car ever made, ever.
Yeah.
It is even better than a Lamborghini Aventador.
Was it green?
A rusty green, but it was beautiful. I got in there with the 323 Midge. Like I said, I wasn't like Tepiso, who just arrived for his lesson. I went to lessons, even though I knew how to drive. I went to 8 lessons for the record, and for the 8 lessons, only one of them did my instructor teach me how to drive. The other 7, he taught me how to pick up women, which is why I really didn't care. We would get in the car, I kid you not, we'd get in the car and he'd say, pull it. I'd say, sure. He'd say, we're going to the taxi rank today. And I'd say, we're going to the taxi rank. We'd drive to the taxi rank and park and hit on women. That was how I learned how to drive.
Says about it says a lot about
Says a lot,
testing
yeah. I mean,
No.
your car of choice. It says a lot about.
and women.
I don't know. Wow, really? Is that where we're going already? This is the first episode. I am a responsible young man. Okay.
So next episode we're going to discuss
think, yeah.
I think-
diesel versus petrol.
yeah, I think we should really look
I think
at
that's a
diesel
topic
versus
we can
petrol.
discuss.
I have
Diesel
another
versus
topic.
petrol.
I have a topic that's burning. It's burning, and I have to get
Yes.
it out.
What
I
is it?
have an issue with the boys and girls in the AMGs and M's when they are not AMGs and M's.
There's actually even hashtags going around with this. What do they call it? I think
Girls with
AMGs.
AMGs,
But if-
boys with M cars.
Guys,
But if
a
it's written
C200.
M car, it's an M car.
It's
If
not an
written
M
But
car.
I think we can.
It's
I
a-
think we
it's
need
a
to. We can explain. We can
318.
explain that in our next
Yeah.
episode.
Okay.
The big differences between that.
I
So you guys must look out for that.
Yeah,
Next
I think
episode
that's
after
next
that.
episode. Girls and boys with AMGs and M's. And I'll
Diesel
explain.
versus petrol.
Yeah, I'll talk about why diesel is a rubbish car. Always.
Talk about why diesel is a brilliant car.
Diesel's rubbish.
Oh,
There is no good diesel.
I think it depends what sort of vehicle you're buying, but we'll get into that.
There is zero good diesels.
so don't forget to subscribe, and like our
Please.
videos.
Thank you
Please
so
like
much.
and
Follow
like.
us on Instagram,
MTF signing out.
Facebook.
Comment, please
0
comment,
to 100.
please. Like if you hate who we are, that's your problem. But comment anyway. Okay, we can't get better if we don't
Please
know
comment.
what you
Hey.
like. Okay.
Peace out.